warnings earlier, but they were relatively rural. This one is much more going in at least the direction of a very populated city in the United States. So I do think this warrants at least a emergency live stream here, even though I'm technically, on vacation. But, we have our setup. I brought the setup in case something like this happened. We are in May. For the record, things like this do happen a lot, so it's always good to have a backup plan. Now, once again, if you're just tuning in, this is west of Houston. Again, that is your hook echo right there. Inflow going into the storm is very strong. And if we do get a tornado, it would be right around where that black X is. So just west of Cypress, it's going to be going towards Jersey Village, Texas next, and eventually going towards Houston. Scenic Woods, Mount Houston, and Bel-Air will need to be on alert for this area of storms. Even if it doesn't produce a tornado in that area, it could still produce significant damaging winds. The wind is nuts right now. Are you in this area? Yeah, I mean, the winds are going to definitely be high. There's just no doubt. Yeah, this is a relatively crazy-looking storm. If we even go back a few scans here, you'll see it, too. Just an unbelievably, shaped hook echo here. And the inflow is just so clean. But again, we are looking at a radar site that's going to have at least a lower resolution, which means that we see more pixels. And so it kind of at least has a better representation here of that inflow notch. But still a relatively organized storm. Now, if we look from the radar site that's back down near League City, which is the more regional radar site, again, it just doesn't really show much rotation. It shows more wind. Even then, it also doesn't really show that inflow notch as well. But as we get closer to Houston, it will probably show that feature more. We just can't see it from that distance because, I guess, again, this radar site's like 20 miles away, maybe. Yeah, it's about 17 miles, and the other one near League City is over 50 miles away. So that feature kind of gets lost because we are just looking so far away from the radar site. By the way, my mic sounds good, right? I'm not really cutting out too much. I just want to make sure. You're in traffic? Yeah, stay safe. There's a lot of traffic in Houston. I watched Storm Runner Media go through traffic the other day, and they're actually looking at a storm right now. I'm not sure where they are. Let me figure that out real quick. But yeah, there's a lot of traffic in Houston. So stay safe if you are in Houston. You get stuck in traffic. Definitely stay safe. They're in Magnolia, Texas. Is that near this? They're looking at some dark clouds. I just need to figure out what that is real quick. I've not really been watching them. Oh, they're okay. So they're actually not far from the storm activity. All right. So if they do see anything, we'll pull them up. They're just a little north of this particular storm. So we'll keep a close eye on that. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is, again, a tornado warning if you're in Cypress or Jersey Village, Texas. Again, just west of Houston. If we have a tornado, it's more than likely going to be more rain-wrapped, and it would be moving east-southeast going towards Jersey Village. Again, this is still radar-indicated rotation, so there's nothing confirmed as of right now, but it is going to be something to watch for. It's going, again, towards a very populated area here in Texas, and that's Houston. If you know any friends or family in Houston, give them a call, give them a text, make sure that they're in their safe place. New velocity scan is coming in right now, so we will wait for that. I'm moving my fleet of Porsches into my garage ASAP. That is a weird flex. Sounds great, thank you. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, here's the latest radar scan coming in right now. Again, this will be going towards Jersey Village, Texas. It's near Cypress right now. If there's a tornado, it would be located somewhere kind of up in here, so just southwest of Cypress, if we do have a tornado, which, again, nothing confirmed to this point. Let's check out the correlation coefficient. All right, so still no debris signature, so good news so far on that end. Again, this is your storm right here. Those are the velocities. Even if we don't have a tornado, we still probably have damaging winds at least around 70 to 80 miles per hour. It definitely could be higher, though, as that moves east-southeast. And again, Houston's in the direct path of this, so if we do end up seeing either a tornado or just a damaging wind threat, the most significant area of wind right now is on a beeline to hit the metro and even suburbs areas here of Houston. So if you are in the Houston area, you need to take the storm seriously. You got a few minutes if you're in Houston. If you have any loose line items outside, quickly run those in. If you hear thunder, though, go indoors. Don't, go outside if you're in any of these warnings. But if you hear thunder, definitely don't go outside or see any lightning. just too dangerous. But if you have any last second things that you can just kind of quickly run inside, you're probably going to see some damaging winds really anywhere in Houston or near Spring or even near the Woodlands back through Sugarland. So make sure that you are protecting loose lawn items and, you know, hatching down trampolines if you've yet to do so. I saw a car parked on top of a trampoline that was flipped upside down. I mean, you could do that too. I don't know how in the world they did that, but that is also something that you could technically do to hatch that down. Now, again, if we do have a tornado, this is the latest scan, and right here, I think, is where we have the greatest circulation. Let's go to velocities. Yeah, there's a little tightening right over the south side of the Bridgeland, Texas area. So we may have a tornado there. Let me see if that's the inflow, though. No, that could be a tornado. We don't have a CC radar from this vantage point, or this particular radar site, but if there is a tornado, that is where it would be. South side of Bridgeland, Texas, going towards Town Lake, and just south of Cypress. Mikey, Bel Air does not need to seek shelter, but you will be in the track of this. Maybe not the rotation, but you'll at least be in track of the wind threat. Lights flickered in College Station. Yeah, I mean, again, if you hit without any storms today, I mean, they're more than likely at least going to have some element of wind, so we definitely could see some power flickers or whatever that might be. Yeah, Bel Air doesn't have to be in your safe place yet, but, you know, keep a close eye on the radar, because... or at least just keep a close eye on the sky, because this storm will be going that direction, at least with some level of damaging winds and maybe even a brief tornado. New radar scan on this particular radar site should be out in a moment. So we'll see if this kind of verifies over the next couple of scans, because if we do have a tornado, it would be that right there near Bridgeland. That's awesome, Connor. Make sure everything's right here. Nope, warning counter is way off. There we go. All right. Power flickering in Katy, Texas. So again, power flickering there as well. All right, let's go back to... I'm not sure if this other radar site updated yet. Did update. I'm not seeing a debris signature, which is, again, good news for now. Hopefully it stays that way. Let's see this other radar site. Yeah, that radar site's not going to show anything. All right, we'll go back to this one. Here is the latest radar scan on the radar site that we've been looking at for a while now. So again, if there is a tornado, it would likely be there. Again, just south of Cypress, Texas, moving towards Satsuma in Jersey Village. Let me go back to reflectivity again. Yeah, that's where we're looking for the tornado. That's where we still have an inflow notch, which again, that inflow is going to really just kind of, you know, make this storm basically spin more. And then also we have that hook echo right there. So if we have a tornado, again, it would be pretty close to the states of Highland Creek, just west of Jersey Village, and just south of the villages of Cypress Lakes, just south of Cypress, Texas. So if you are again in the pink polygon, you need to seek shelter. That's away from windows and on the lowest floor possible. And all right, still radar indicated, so we have nothing confirmed once again, but I'm just, again, prefacing that if there is a tornado, I'm kind of circling where it would approximately be. So, but we still don't have anything confirmed as of right now. It is still radar indicated rotation. Just some more details on this. This will be heading towards Jersey Village in the Addicts Park 10. Around 6:15 p.m. That's Central Time. It is moving east at 45 miles per hour, so this is on track to hit Houston probably in about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Again, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter, so again, make sure that you are in your safe place. If you're in a mobile home out in front of this, you need to make sure that you have an alternate plan to go to a sturdy structure, because if this does drop a tornado, it could obviously damage a mobile home. And even if it doesn't do that, wind could even do it. Not just tornadoes. Wind in general, straight line damaging winds upwards of 70 to 80 miles per hour could heavily damage a mobile home. And mobile homes are not safe really anywhere you are in that building, so you need to make sure you're finding a sturdy structure. If you're out in front of this in a mobile home, like Humboldt, Texas, Mount Houston, Scenic Woods, any of those areas, you need to be finding an alternate safe place, because this storm, again, will be on track to hit those areas here relatively soon. And again, if it doesn't produce a tornado, you're probably at least going to get some level of damaging winds. The radar's been estimating upwards of 70 to 85 mile per hour winds for a while now at this area of storms, and that could definitely be an impact there to either Houston or Humboldt or Kingwood or Bel Air or Pasadena, any of those areas basically in the track of this. Hey, radar. Yeah, I'll talk about my golfing trip if there's no tornado warnings or anything. I'll talk about it a little bit. I'm actually sunburned, so I've been out the last couple days. But if we had a chance to do so, I'll definitely talk about it. Power flickers south of Cyprus. Thank you for the report. Channel 13 in Houston clocking 104-mile-per-hour winds right now. Yeah, I mean, I could do the same. It's not that hard. I mean, again, if you just look at the velocities radar from this distance and this vantage point, you will see the velocities that are that high. But again, I do think a lot of this is still well off the ground. 112-mile-per-hour winds right there. So, there you go. But again, these winds that you're seeing here on the velocities are still a bit off the ground. They're not at the surface. With that said, a lot of the winds are probably reaching the surface. At least around 70 to 80% of that is probably reaching the surface, which in contrast is probably going to be damaging winds around 70 to even 85, maybe even 90 miles per hour. That's actually reaching the ground near Jersey Village. Because don't forget, the radar that we're looking at, the radar beam is going into the sky. So this wind is going to be somewhere around probably, 4, 5, 6,000 feet off the ground. It's not, necessarily right at the surface. Now, again, with that said, a lot of that wind is probably still happening at the surface. Just not all of it. I am in Spring, Texas, and said the power's flickering. Thank you for the report. What app is this? This is Radar Omega. The link to download's down there somewhere in the description. Power out Magnolia. Yeah, we're gonna get a lot of power outages. It's almost undoubtable. With a storm system like this, I mean, again, we're talking about numerous damaging winds, and if you look at the velocities, again, I mean, it's a huge area of damaging winds. This is the main area. It's near Cyprus and north of a leaf, going again towards Houston. North and south of this, we still have damaging winds. They're just not nearly as high. They're around 60 to probably 75 miles per hour. That dark blue and pink area near Cyprus is almost undoubtedly going to be somewhere around 80 to maybe even 85 miles per hour. So the most significant area of this is going through Cyprus. Now, Magnolia is further up here to the north, and I know Storm Runner Media is in that general vicinity, and if you look at the velocities up here that are being estimated by radar, they're around 50, but I kind of think that's a bit of an underestimate, so, I definitely think they're a bit higher. This tornado warning, by the way, does expire in 18 minutes. The rotation itself is going to be moving out of this tornado warning within probably the next 10 minutes, so... if they issue a new tornado warning, it'll probably be in the next like 6 or 7 minutes. And if there is a new one, it'll probably include Jersey Village, Hudson, Spring Branch West, and perhaps even Houston could be included in a tornado warning. That is if they issue a new one. I'm not sure if they will. I have no clue. I don't have an insider source here. But if they do issue a new one, it will be going towards the Aldine area, Hudson, Scenic Woods, possibly even towards Houston. It remains uncertain. I mean, we still have a lot of rotation there, at least appearing on radar. Winds going away from the radar are very strong. Going towards the radar, it's definitely broader, but I honestly do think we have enough rotation here to the point where we could end up getting a, well, there you go. New tornado warning.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right.